Imagine finding one specific sentence while thousands of blank books are violently thrown at you. That is what looking at modern analytics feels like. Google Analytics 4 has devolved into a bloated, over-engineered maze. Locating your most basic daily metrics requires navigating a heavily layered interface that demands constant configuration. There is a hard cost to this complexity. Every hour you spend configuring custom funnels or wrestling with mandatory cookie banners is an hour stolen directly from building your core product. This forces modern developers into a tough choice. You either accept the heavy friction of legacy enterprise tools or risk pivoting to a younger, open-source alternative that promises speed but lacks decades of battle testing. For early-stage startups, the true currency is not data scale, it is developer time. The choice of analytics tool is a critical operational bottleneck. Litlyx is a specific challenger built to solve this exact dilemma. It's a modern analytics platform built natively on TypeScript and Vue. This chart maps out the analytics landscape, measuring setup complexity against everyday usefulness. Google Analytics 4 sits firmly up here. Setup is complex, but daily utility is moderate, because finding quick answers takes effort. Litlyx targets the exact opposite corner: low complexity, high daily utility. It establishes this baseline by dropping the heavy tracking mechanisms entirely. Litlyx operates completely cookie-free, making it fully GDPR-compliant by default. The core proposition relies on swapping out heavy, rigid configuration for instant, readable utility. That claim of instant utility starts with deployment. Getting Litlyx running means pasting a single one-line JavaScript snippet into your code. Looking at this comparison matrix, the deployment time gap is stark. Legacy platforms require hours or days of event mapping. Litlyx gets you live in under 30 seconds. Immediately after pasting that script, you have a fully populated cookie-free dashboard. There are no funnels to map out before you start seeing traffic. But bypassing that configuration phase carries a direct trade-off. You are sacrificing out-of-the-box integrations with massive legacy enterprise CRMs. The differences deepen when we look at pulling insights out of the data you've collected. Rather than forcing you to build manual reports, Litlyx provides an AI-powered dashboard. You type out what you want to know in natural language, and the engine queries the data for you. Relying on an AI abstraction is incredibly fast, but it explicitly lacks the highly specific, custom-built rigidity that a dedicated data science team requires for complex modeling. Adopting Litlyx means intentionally trading legacy integrations and strict reporting rigidity for sheer speed and intelligent abstraction. Tracking basic page views is standard, but logging specific user actions requires custom events. Litlyx handles this directly through their API and JavaScript. This metric shows a necessary reality check regarding community support. Established giants have endless forums. Litlyx is growing fast at roughly 1.7K GitHub stars, but the ecosystem is much younger. The advantage here is that the API is built for the modern web. Setting up a custom event is incredibly developer-friendly and takes minimal code. The trade-off of that younger community is that if you hit a bizarre edge case, you will not find thousands of Stack Overflow threads ready to bail you out. Regarding infrastructure, Litlyx gives you two paths: a managed cloud or a self-hosted route using Docker. Taking the Docker route allows you to achieve absolute data sovereignty. Because you aren't relying on any third-party servers, your GDPR compliance is airtight. Based on current GitHub issues, the explicit trade-off for self-hosting is maintenance. You are the one responsible for troubleshooting occasional Docker setup hurdles or UI bugs. Securing total ownership of your data pipeline is a major privacy advantage, but it directly costs you the time required to be your own IT support desk. Litlyx does not pretend to be a universal solution. It is a highly targeted tool built for specific workflows. Look at this audience scorecard. Your decision relies on which of these three specific profiles matches your operation. If you are an enterprise data architect, avoid Litlyx and stick to Mixpanel or GA4. You require deep cross-platform attribution modeling, which demands heavy legacy architecture. If you are an indie hacker or a solo developer, the Litlyx Managed Cloud is a perfect match. You get 90% of the insights you actually use for 1% of the effort. And if you are a SaaS founder or a privacy-focused agency, the Docker capability is ideal for you. It secures total GDPR compliance for your clients locally. The appeal lies entirely in stripping away the friction to instantly see what your users are actually doing. If you fit those developer profiles, grab the one-line script and test the speed yourself. And if the approach works for you, support the ecosystem by starring the repo on GitHub. Litlyx proves that an excellent developer experience and strict user privacy should be the default state of your analytics, not an exhausting afterthought.